kind of impact?
Yeah, I definitely think so, and I definitely think having Coach Kitchings and the way he is coaching us, we're getting a little more technique on routes and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's really like, just within a month and a half with him, I think a lot of us have taken a big step forward in the pass game.
And then there's also obviously a bunch of questions about the offensive line
Hmm.
because you're replacing 5 starters. So
Yeah.
it's natural to wonder. Do you sense that the tight end may have to play a bigger role in some protection schemes in this offense?
I wouldn't necessarily say a bigger role. The protection kind of changed a lot since what we used to do. So we kind of always had a tight end playing some kind of protection role. Now, sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't. So it's kind of 50-50. But I think, when we're in there, we got to do our job, and we definitely have to help out the O-line.
This Saturday, it sounds like you guys are going to play a little bit of an actual game kind of setting. How much are players looking forward to just having some people in the stands, being on TV, all the things that comes with the spring game?
Oh, I mean, everybody's super excited. We haven't really had a real spring game around here, so having a real one, I think fans are super excited for, Coach Elliott's new era. I think it'll be a really good time, a lot of energy. I think it'll be fun.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Grant Preston with CBS 19. You mentioned a little bit about Kitchings and the new offense and everything. What has the role for the tight end look like, especially with so many weapons at wide receiver and running back? What does y'all's role specifically look like this spring?
I think it's very, traditional NFL-style tight end. We do a lot of inline blocking. We do a little bit of off-the-ball stuff, and we're doing a lot of, basic route running. Nothing too complex. Still learning the schemes and all that, but we're doing a little bit of everything. I'd say we're still mostly blocking on the line, and it's nice having a lot more, traditional run plays coming at you.
The other day at practice, I just wanted to get your thoughts. You had a pretty big name there with Heath Miller. What is his role, and kind of has he been able to teach y'all anything this spring?
Oh, he's taught us a ton. He's been out probably 5 or 6 practices, and he just kind of stands off to the side and watch. And then when we jog off, he'll whisper in our ears something to coach us up. And it's been phenomenal having him there. Awesome guy.
What's one of the big pieces of advice he gave you?
You're gonna have to come back to me on that one.
Hey, Greg Medea from the Daily Progress. Just to kind of follow up on what Preston was asking, with Dez having come from the NFL and he being there, and you guys, I guess, suggested a more NFL style tight end stuff. How good has that been with some of those NFL influences there to teach you every day?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's been great, and Jelani's been coming around a lot. So we've had a lot of NFL caliber coaches and players and future players, and it's been really nice. And it's been a very fun spring to learn from guys that have done it at the highest level.
What do you like best about the offense that you guys installed this spring? Dez's offense, Coach Elliott's offense. What do you like best about it?
That we get to run. Everyone gets to run a little bit more routes. It's not just one tight end running them all. It's kind of fun for everyone to get involved in that.
Grant, this is David Teal with the Richmond Times-Dispatch. You also mentioned that it's fun to run more of the traditional run game stuff. What has that been like? What does that entail? What have been your impressions of the running backs?
I think the running backs are going to do phenomenal. We've had only 2 of them for most of the spring, and they've carried a very heavy workload and still performed, as expected. And I think Mike's going to have a really good year. And I think we didn't get to see a lot of Ahmad Foston last year, but I think he'll come on and he'll surprise a lot of people this year. And I think, the O-line's still getting it down. Us tight ends are still getting it down, but they're just running, and they're running vengeful.
I mean, do you guys up front kind of take it upon yourselves personally? Okay, if they want to run this traditional NFL run game, we've got to produce to make our backs look good.
Yeah, I think we definitely feel like we have to produce, but the good thing about having 2 really explosive backs behind you is they're going to make you look good most of the time. So.
Does this offense, I guess, kind of set up to be, to allow the team to play complementary football, maybe a little more. And the fact that with the run game, you guys can control the clock a bit if you need to. If you want to go fast, you can. Does this offense allow, does it help out the defense? Does it help out the special teams, kind of along those lines?
Yeah, I definitely think it will. That's one of the big things that Coach Elliott hit on when we were talking about, the new install of the offense is we're not going to have 2-3 minute drives sometimes anymore. They're all going to be like real drive the football, keep the defense off the field. And, I think they'll turn over to special teams as well.
Grant, this is Chris Wright.
Go ahead, Chris.
This is Chris Wright with the Saber. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are the H-backs and the tight ends interchangeable? Is there a lot of two tight end stuff going on? Do guys do both roles? How does that part kind of play out?
Yeah, we all can play both roles. We kind of have a few guys, me, Kosar, and Duke are kind of Whitmer are kind of the Ys, and then the H-back is more Sackett-Wood, Josh Rawlings, Henry Duke. But we all do play tight end and H, and then the tight end can be the H in some sets. So, yeah, we all play it.
Grant, the past couple of years, you've played complementary roles kind of to Tony and Jelani, two guys, with obviously a lot of pedigree and put up some big numbers. What have you kind of taken away from those guys, and what has it been like this spring stepping into kind of their role?
I took a lot from both of those guys. Obviously, they're both in the NFL now, and I still talk to them all the time. But, you kind of feel the pressure to we've had guys like that in the past several years that, someone's got to step up and kind of replace, their absence. And I think it's driven more competition between the tight ends, and it's been a better spring ball for us.
Anything from Heath stick out to you yet?
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. No, he's just a really smart guy, really kind too. Loves to talk, just not even football half the time. It's just being there.